Welcome back, Thunderleaf friends. Pleasure having you here with me on Thursday for Donnie Does It. I am Donnie. We have Greg on the mic and producing for us today. How you doing today, Greg?
Pretty darn good. How about you, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Just ready for a nice Thursday afternoon, some intentional painting time, and hanging out with everybody, just seeing how their week's gone, and just enjoying a couple hours of focus time away from all the other things in life. So let's take a look here. We've got who's doing our music for us now?
We have
Gee,
switched
I
over to
am not
Creator
remembering.
Mix for our music.
That's right. So yeah, if there's maybe any kind of styles you may like, let us know in chat so we can or in the comments here. We can take a look at that for a future stream, because they have a ton of different playlists. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, no, they are for a show like this is a really fantastic resource. And if you're just looking for some mellow music to chill yourself out for an evening, it's a fantastic resource for that too. Again, that is Creator Mix. You can find them on Spotify or on their own website, which I think it's creatormix.com.
Also on YouTube, right?
Yes, they are also on YouTube. So you look for Creator Mix, you'll find them. What are we working on today, Donnie?
So we are getting back to the ice giant that we've been working on from this one's a D&D Wizards of the Coast model. So a little step away from our Warhammer models for a moment. But we're going to be working on, I was telling Greg just as we went on, I'm still not 100% happy with where the highlights on the skin are. So we're going to kind of work on blending that a little bit more smoothly together, getting some better transitions in there. And then we also have the base still. So we've got some experimental things we're going to do there. Because while I'm happy doing a really good job painting on it, it's still not a showpiece or anything. It's experimental. The guy stands a little weird. It's just practice. So, Greg, working on any hobbies at the moment yourself?
I have been working on some leather stuff. I got some really cool leather tools for Christmas, so I am working on teaching myself leather stamping and carving, and I'm having a blast with that.
And you're gonna have to post some of that for us.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any yet.
Yeah, I think I'll post some of it to either our Facebook or our YouTube or both. But I got a couple projects done, and I'm working on a sheath for a little tiny knife that I have right now that I carried when I was working in a bike shop. Mostly a package opener, but it's a cool little knife.
That's kind of what mine is. It's just or at least that's all it's used for. If you sharpen up, it'd probably be an eye whittling, but it's a box up there.
Yeah, no, I like knives. I used to use them a lot when I was working in the parks and stuff. So I've just always been in the habit of carrying two, and I also do a little bit of whittling here and there. So I've got a bunch of knives. I've been collecting them since I was a kid, and making leather sheaths for them was a kind of natural extension of the hobby for me.
Sure. Yeah, I always remember you being into knives.
Well, yeah.
What was there was a big one out in Boulder, I think, wasn't there?
It is in Golden, and it is Spyderco, and yeah. I've been to their sale a couple of times, actually. They do an annual sale, and it's very cool. But yeah.
Yeah, I used to always have to carry around the Leathermans and stuff more often than just that multi-tool.
I always had a Leatherman on me, but I also always had a toolbox. So if what I needed mostly out there was fencing pliers, which are one of my favorite and most used tools.
Really?
What's up, Sunshine? I don't like doing barbed wire, but fencing pliers are one of the most well-designed tools out there. You can cut with them, you can hammer with them, you can pry with them, and they've got a couple of very barbed wire specific applications too. Yeah, they're a pretty darn cool tool.
And then you've also just finished up Dark Souls 2. So congratulations on that. And that's
you.
on our...
I gotta keep my eyebrows, which I really, really did not think I was going to last night.
I'm very glad you did.
Me too.
I feel like this would have been a poor decision too.
Yeah, I squeezed it out with like 2 deaths left before I had to do my eyebrows. So
yeah, the beard is one thing. Eyebrows is a lifestyle decision.
At least my hair grows back fast enough it wouldn't haunt me for that long.
Only for forever that video's out.
What's up, Aiden? How's it going, friend?
But if you want to check it out, the fun that Greg and Ray are having on Ray Reviews, check that out on Wednesdays and Sundays. That's at 7:30 or 9:30 Eastern.
9.
Yep.
Not 9:30.
That's right, Aiden. It's high priorities. I mean, it's one of those things that he just needed that push to get over the edge.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I locked in for the last pair of bosses because I did not want to shave my eyebrows on stream. I look better with them.
Yeah, no, you pull off no beard. I don't know that you pull off no eyebrows.
I don't think many people could. Aiden, you're trying to convince yourself to do your whole Space Marine army?
Oof.
Good luck.
What action we thinking here?
You guys talk Warhammer so I can osmose some of it. Space Marine 2 is coming out on Game Pass this month, so you guys are finally going to get me roped into your grimdark future. You guys have been trying to get me into Warhammer. Donnie, you've been trying to get me into Warhammer since high school.
Yeah, off and on for sure. I never really got too into it myself until like later in life, like the last 10 years later in life. God, Greg, we're getting old,
Donnie.
But nonetheless, yeah, I've definitely had my dabblings in it for a long time.
Yeah, I remember. Aiden just got a new 3D printer. Nice, dude. All the new paint racks and custom bases. That's I'd love to get a 3D printer. They're so cool. I like having a friend with a 3D printer though. Like a friend with a boat.
So did you get an FDM then? I would guess, not a resin. If you're doing paint racks, I think, but. Either way, that's awesome. We got a Sunshine Forge here in the chat as well. He has his own 3D print shop as well, and he's done some stuff that we use. In fact, right behind here, we've got the little paint carrier tray. It's got like plastic pallets in here, paintbrush holders that clip in the water tray. Very cool.
Yeah, no, that thing is sick. Sunshine Forge also made me a really cool trophy for finishing Dark Souls 1. Aiden's saying they got one of those that do the multi-filament, the A1 combo from Bamboo Labs, they think.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a friend with one of something like that. Couple of friends. They just like crazy.
Now that resin is like toxic. You have to do that in an air ventilated or an outdoor space, right?
The answer, yes. Do everybody? Questionable. I definitely started with it on a shelf next to my desk.
Ooh, I'm sure that was great for you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, with animals and stuff in the house, like it had to go in the garage. Like, But yeah, the filament ones, no concerns.
Yeah, that's such a crazy, cool world that's moving so fast, 3D printing. I mean, it has to have been such a game changer for the hobby space for like, tabletop and wargaming.
Yeah, I mean, suddenly all those models became a lot more accessible, but then also like just pushed the hobby. Like, if you want to stay relevant, you gotta have quality sculpts. No more of these 80s like awkward Lego shaped space marines. They better look fucking cool. Like, sorry, I shouldn't curse. I'm already breaking my own rules. Sorry, Thunder 18.
Yeah, that's what we could stand to go a little darn better about.
Yep.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things to do at my old local was go to the back and just, they always had all of their old lead cast models in a discount bin. It was like $2 a model, so I just go through them. I never bought any, but it was super fun looking at how janky the old tabletop minis were. Like, just rough edges and sharp mold lines.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get into doing kit bash and stuff, but I've never been dedicated enough to do it.
That's my love right there.
Space Marine Terminators?
Space Marine Terminators. I just picked up from a I can't even remember that now. But it's the Dark Angels box with all the new sorry everybody.
Phone down.
All the new Deathwing Knights in it. Oh, so great. Such a good pretty kit.
And saying they got a kit bash their Grey Knights.
Yeah. I'd be so hesitant to right now just with oh yeah, you got to. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, if I was building a new army right now, Grey Knights would not be the one, because they're almost certainly going to get some new stuff.
There's probably like a release cycle because they've got so many different factions and stuff, right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's always kind of constant. So they are. You can't say they're not productive, but that's exactly the problem. Is there's so many factions that like some of them haven't had updates in 30 years.
Oh wow!
Like some models, like so yeah, it takes time. Like now, those same armies usually have something that's been more recently designed, but you know, everyone wants to have as much choice as possible, which is cool. But yeah, I'm hoping Grey Knights and Drukari see a refresh. Drukari doesn't really need a refresh so much as just additional models. Like,
are you guys gonna have to get me in Tabletop Simulator one of these days?
yeah, it makes it so easy. I love playing on there.
Yeah, it seems like the best way, especially for new players. I mean, even when I was doing local game shop stuff for tabletop, and the wargaming guys were always packing up before us, it's just that's so much work and so many fragile things, and doing it in a digital environment just makes me feel so much less like I'm going to destroy this expensive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so what killed Warhammer for me at the end of 8th edition, which was like the first edition I started playing in and got into like playing in tournaments and stuff, mostly just to play games. Like I'm still not good at it, but I was at a tournament and like it's in a tight space, and my army got bumped and fell off, and it was all old models,
Oh,
and so they
fuck.
were brittle old models. Like, yeah, I was like, cool, I'm done with Warhammer for a while.
That is fair. Aiden's saying their friend tried to get him into Tabletop Simulator, but it felt like watching a slideshow being presented to a college class to them. And I've only used it for like playing Catan and stuff. So I haven't used it for wargaming yet, but it seems like a good option for at least learning.
Yeah, it definitely hurt. It hurt. Like all like 1997 Dark Eldar models, like they just blew up all over the place. But I gotta step back 1 second. The dog is quite eager to get out.
Well, what about you, Aiden? Have you had any horrible, or anybody in the chat really, who's had horrible mishaps at conventions or tournaments or stuff like that? Because I get the feeling it happens. Not horribly often, but at least sometimes, as we've seen with Donnie here. And then I guess also, you know, what's another, what's a good starting army for somebody who doesn't know shit about or doesn't know anything about the grimdark future?
Based on my knowledge of you, Greg, it's orcs.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
Like, they have so much character, and they can do a lot of things, and you get to drop buckets of dice.
Okay, well, I love dropping buckets of dice, and I love being a big, bold character. So I think, yeah, let's get me into some orcs in TTS. That's exactly.
They're also a lot easier to play on TTS because they're piles of models sometimes.
Oh,
but
yeah, they're kind of a swarmy type army.
They can be. Even like a little of them, though. They have some really cool new models. But
all right, yeah, that sounds fun. Being a little chaotic, I'm all for.
There we go. Oh, that's not what
I see what you're talking about with the highlighting being just a little sharp earlier. It looks a lot softer and cleaner now.
Yeah. Just a little step back, little step forward.
Oof.
It's definitely a process.
Aiden's saying they haven't had any terrible accidents, but they did spill a year worth of plastic cement while building some models.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
I actually am just now having the problem. So I just recently learned about sprue glue, and you know, make fun of. I should know about what that is by now, as I come to find out. But here we are. But the problem I have is that it's such a full container that I can't fit enough plastic into it without overflowing the container. And I don't know what to do with a bunch of extra ceranoacrylate. Like, oh no, this one's acetone and butyl acetate. Yeah, that to mine stuff's nasty. Like,
just hardcore chemicals, man. Just let them air out.
Well, and it is supposed to be. It's plastic cement, like, so it actually like melts your models together.
Yeah. It's not an adhesive. It's chemically making the same piece of plastic.
Yeah, but what you do is you drop a bunch of like the plastic sprue bits from the models into it, and they dissolve into it, and it forms a little denser material that's exactly the same color as the plastic in consistency, and it'll melt smooth. So when you have a area where like you're gluing a seam, go away.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I was like, this is brilliant. How did I not know about this? Like, I don't know if I got paint all over me. So I will say the Pro Acro paints, I'm trying a couple of them because I've heard such good things. I will say I absolutely hate that they have a like removable seal in them that doesn't remove well. So it ends with me just covered in paint every single time.
That's fair. But Insane Watching is reminding them they want to strip the paint off of their old first models, but they're terrified they're going to do something wrong. I would be too, man. Like, especially with how much plastic chemistry has changed over the past 10, 15 years.
So there's a cleaner you use. It's called like Mean Green Cleaner, and it's amazing. I've left models in it for months, and then you just pull them out and they scrub right off. Like after like a day or two.
Oh wow!
They'll scrub off. But yet somehow they don't like melt plastic.
That's almost scarier. Like, how did they do that? But yeah, I was kind of I discovered skeeving in leather much later than I should have, and that's where you thin the edges for easier stitching. So I spent the first few years doing leather work just trying to brute force punch holes through full thickness leather for stitching. And recently,
This is working.
like, why is this so damn hard? Recently, I figured out, oh, if you make it a little thinner, not only does it look better because it's not this big, thick thing on the edge, but it's a lot easier to punch a hole in thinner leather.
Now I'm going to try and push some of the shadows a little bit further too. You know what? I'm using too big of a brush.
There's nothing wrong with saying that you don't like the paint job on something you bought. It's your army. It should look the way you want it to.
I've had some of those though, where like you do get the like model and you're like, my God, dude, like, did you just hit this with like the same paintbrush you hit your wall with? Like,
They're just using craft store, good value acrylics, the thing you use in elementary school.
yeah.
I've never
Like,
used those on a model, Donnie.
I was just about to say, like, there's nothing wrong with that, but like, it just makes it harder on yourself.
Yeah, it's not the right consistency for what you're doing.
Exactly. Like, it requires just more prep work. Like, it totally works. It's just pigment in suspension. Like,
Yeah, it's acrylic.
whether
pigments.
there's, yeah, like whether there is concentrated or not concentrated or the right mixes and things like that. That's the value of like hobby paint. But like, it's mostly that consistency, like, trying to get that without knowing exactly where you're going to end up.
Yeah. And especially if you're trying to match like official color palettes or something, that's going to be extra hard.
Or even like previous paint jobs. Like me and Biker had been talking about it the other day. He actually has a like file when he paints models, and he'll put like, this was the recipe I used. These are the paints I
Oh,
used.
wow.
Like,
I barely do that for cooking.
yeah, I'm a creature of chaos as well. Like, I was like, that's probably not for me, but it's still really awesome.
Oh, it's
like,
super cool. It's super impressive. I've always been blown away by people who have that level of discipline for their fun. In saying they don't paint their silver or gray knights, they use gunmetal primer, and it works beautifully for prepping an army. Hey man, if it makes it faster, if it makes it so you're having a good time sooner, that is a win in my book.
so the one time I primed a model silver once, and it was I used a hardware store silver, which was the problem. but like it turned out so bad. It ruined like a 11-hour print on the resin printer.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
so upset. Like, It was like a premiere piece for like the campaign, and like I was like, this paint job is just so subpar.
Oh, that's a bummer, man. That's a bummer. I remember one of my first times ruining something with spray paint. We had to build robots for an elementary school class, and I got a wig model head made out of styrofoam to put on top of it. And I went to, in my basement bedroom, I went to spray paint this thing silver, and it just starts melting in my bedroom.
As soon as you said styrofoam, I knew like where that was going.
Yeah. Oh, my bedroom. I had to open up the entire basement. It was bad news.
That's so funny. So funny.
So what would you do if a random warlord titan, full weapon and accessory complement, appeared on your doorstep one day?
Probably not much, because it would definitely either be crushing every house around me, or me, like, and probably both. So probably just be goo.
Be flattened?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's a massive unit.
Yeah.
Now, do you mean, Aiden, are you talking like if the actual unit showed up, or are you saying like a box with that model showed up?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a better clarification, isn't it?
I would definitely try to fight it if it was a real thing and I wasn't automatically flattened. I can't imagine
It'd be like
small
punching
arms.
the Empire State Building. Like,
Yeah, I don't think small arms are going to have much of an impact on that then. And I left my howitzer at my other house.
But if it showed up box with model, okay, that makes more sense. My brain is apparently just a little warped.
Hey man, it made for some good conversation. No need to apologize.
But honestly, man, I'd be so intimidated by that. Like, it's so big. Like, a buddy of mine just finished painting one, and it was so awesome. But like, we never conceptualized just the scale of it, because he'd been painting it in bits and then like adding parts on as he went, and then finally he's like, and it's all done, and the angle he took it on, it looks like, okay, cool, it's like a normal size model. And then he stuck a Space Marine next to it, and it was like, oh god, that thing is 3 feet tall.
Holy
like
crap. I mean, if you're going up against something that big, fuck yeah, fix bayonets, baby. Go out with style.
Dink. Like,
I should get a bayonet or two for some of my rifles. Cuz.
they make bayonets for modern rifle? I mean, of course they do, right? Like,
Absolutely. No, none of my rifles have lugs for bayonets, so I guess I'd have to get a new rifle with bayonet lugs. Oh, damn.
oh.
Bayonets are such an ugly, like, oh my god, that would just be a bad time.
You know, though, at least if you do get stabbed one in the Civil War, your surgery will almost certainly use antiseptic.
That's because 95% of battlefield amputations had some form of anesthesia. Normally chloroform, but ether was also used.
So dumb.
I said fix the bayonets, Hans! Ride shiny, baby. I need to watch Mad Max again. That was a good one.
I did like the new Mad Max. So good.
Have you seen the black and chrome version of it?
I've not. You mentioned it before.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that going to black and white would change a movie that much, but it is such a more cinematic experience watching it in very intentionally done black and white. Like it was a fantastic movie in full color, but it's somehow more impactful in black and white, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he's a good director to
Yeah.
do that. Like, anyways, but like, that really just shows like while directing a color film, simultaneously stylized it for a black and white version too. Like, do you
Exactly.
think
Yeah.
he did it intentionally from the beginning, or did it like, oh, I can edit this and this will be
I
great?
can't remember. I'd have to watch the features, but I think it was the intent from the beginning. Aiden's saying it's funny how often the scaling in 40K is broken. And yeah, that seems, from an outside perspective, that definitely seems like something that is inconsistent.
See, I think what I like about it is that it's inconsistent. It really shows, it makes the universe feel big. Like, so if you think about it, like, it doesn't make sense for the universe to be fighting on a like, trench warfare basis, but it does make sense for there to be trench warfare style conflicts. But there's also going to be those epic like scale if you're talking about a interplanetary war force.
Interesting. That's the side of it I hadn't thought of before. What's up, Ray? How you doing, friend?
Like, I like it. It makes it big. Like, the universe is big enough for that.
That's
like,
very cool. Yeah. Bigger, more powerful gun tends to work if a smaller gun doesn't, right?
That's right. And what's up, Ray? Good to see you.
I was actually watching a video earlier today about why sometimes in real life switching to a bigger, more powerful gun is a horrible idea. In reference to the military's new platform. Or the Army's new platform, excuse me. That's...
They got a new toy.
What's that?
They got a new toy.
Yeah, they're trying... they're changing out the main infantry rifle in the Army. And there are a lot of people with a lot of very strong opinions about it.
Not surprised.
And,
I mean, when you think about what demographic we're talking about, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, the new
people who use weapons for protecting their life become attached to them. Like,
yeah, but the new M7, it's the main complaint I saw today is it is designed for encounters outside of the range that most infantry are effective at with a rifle. And you're trading off a lot of closer effectiveness for a very narrow gain in ranged effectiveness.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I understand the problem they were trying to solve. It was, they were getting hit by much heavier, much bigger rounds from AKs and PKMs, but warfare has changed so much that drones are probably a much better solution to that now than giving everybody in your squad a heavy, lower capacity rifle. This is what everybody came to Donnie Does It Painting Edition for, is a discussion of the new XM7, right?
There's definitely some of them.
I mean, yeah, the fact that we're having this conversation, that's what I love about this community, is we're all just nerds about our own things and we nerd out.
That's right. Now, on the flip side of that, so you said it's like a heavy... is it supposed to pack a little bit more?
Yeah, the other side of it is armor has come a long way, and so they're trying to get something that's better at defeating near-peer armor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, is it designed more to be able to take out drones, for
No,
example?
it's definitely not designed to take out drones. It's designed to defeat near peer
Okay,
body armor at longer ranges and give
gotcha.
troops the ability to hit in the 600 to 800 yard range. Problem is, most riflemen aren't going to be effective past 300 because you can't see a person at 300 yards without magnification.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a much heavier hitting rifle. That's the other thing, is it's got insane chamber pressure because they want it to cycle out of a short barrel and still achieve a pretty significant velocity. So I think they're saying 75,000 psi.
And a nod and look pretty.
Yeah, Aiden's saying, grunts are to make an enemy not an enemy more, and snipers have a much more specific role. I think the XM7 is a decent DMR rifle. I think it would be fine for your designated marksman, because that's a very different job in your squad. But I don't think you should have your entire troop kitted out with something that's going to handicap you in close quarters. And a heavier hitting, lower capacity rifle is going to hinder you in short, close quarters. I'm a weirdo. I like bullpups. I know they've got their issues, but I still think they're fucking awesome.
Break out here with hot takes today on Donnie.
Right?
Maybe. I have no idea.
Bullpups are pretty generally regarded as cool, but not very effective.
I remember the name from Counter-Strike.
Oh my god. Oh wait, what was the game? Duck and Roll. What was that game?
Winback.
Yes, God.
I want to say they were supposed to be making a new one or
That
something.
sounds right. I remember we talked about this because that was such a... We played the shit out of that game.
We did. It was the first really decent tactical shooter.
Yeah, it was really fun. Like, it was revolutionary at the time. I mean, the gun you have is the most effective gun in a warfighting situation. So yeah, even if it's heavy, expensive, and hard to maintain, it's if it's what you got, it's the best one you've got. They're not expensive, and they're not hard to maintain, but they're heavy. AKs are. I'd love to get an AK. They're fun. I almost did for my last rifle, but I ended up going with the Hellion instead. You know, Ray, that does not surprise me one iota. When I'm out there, you're going to have to let me try it out. Yep. It doesn't have to work all the time. It's got to work today. And if it's cheap and easy to replace, then even better. I mean, there's a reason AKs are still one of the most widely distributed and used rifles in the world. I mean, you can run those things in the mud with a cover off almost. Oh, easily. But it's also one of the most worthwhile investments is training your people. Like, definitely one of the most expensive things is to train your people properly. But in my opinion, it's also way more valuable than just throwing more expensive gear at them. I'm a big advocate for training in all fields. That was one of my favorite things to do in the park sector, was run and design training programs for my guys. Because a trained person is going to be so much more effective and efficient at whatever you're putting them on. So, total left fielder, I finished the first book of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series today, and immediately downloaded the second one.
It's so good. It's one of like it's a charming mix of relatable characters and a little twist of fantasy and a heavy dose of anti-capitalism.
Yeah, I'm all for all of those things. Yeah, and saying that one of the things America did very well that really helped them in World War II is brought home the people who were the most skilled and had them train others. And yeah, that's exactly it, you know? If it works, let's teach more people how to do it. Like, that was always my MO in parks and stuff, is let's find the best way to do this. And then make sure everybody on my team can do it. I never wanted to have one guy who does this specialized thing, because that guy's sick, or if he's pissed off at somebody, you lose that skill entirely. So let's make sure our whole team has that skill. And a few older generation type guys, good old boys, who were very much not happy with that approach, because they valued being the guy for that. But hey, man, get with the times.
Really irrelevant, because the robot that can be trained for both is coming.
Right? When I was working in parks, I always felt pretty safe from robots and AI taking my job, because trail building is... I'm sure they will. In the next 5 years, I'm sure there will be trail building robots. I've already seen AI-controlled bulldozers. So yeah, I'm sure it will happen, but I always felt like trail building was one of those that was pretty safe from getting automated, because it's such a every site is unique kind of situation. Turns out it wasn't robots that pushed me out of trail building, but my own body. Lift with your legs, not with your back, kids.
I have been in a warehouse that has like fully automated forklifts. So they just run it all the way from like pulling the parts off the shelf to the final product. All automated.
Yeah. Right now, you still need someone to operate them, and working men are cheaper, but I think that's going to change. I've watched a robot-controlled, AI-controlled skid steer get a pad perfectly leveled faster than it was faster than even the most skilled operator can do it. It's scary to watch. And you know what? I was just I wasn't deadlifting. I was squatting everything. that was how I lifted and ended up hurting. I actually got shit whipped in a bobcat is what really did my back in. I had one lifting injury when I was younger, and then heavy equipment shaking me around and getting whiplashed is what finally did me in. Whiplash is no joke. Are you not supposed to do deadlifts with your back? Donnie, Adventures of Dojo is asking, what's your favorite type of character to paint?
I like a good question.
I'd love.
So it needs to be interesting without being too detailed. It's kind of like a feng shui almost a model. Like, it's hard to say. So like some kits, like I'll just grab something here. Let's see. Like there is so much random little piddly shit on the model, like that you gotta go in and pick out and do all this stuff. Like where it doesn't really add a whole lot to the model, but like so it's annoying instead of fun. But I do like more dramatic models, I suppose, like a little bit bigger, this kind of size. Things that tend to be where I have the most fun. So not huge, but not tiny.
Aiden's saying they play Milsim Airsoft, and the weight of the kit and all the movement involved in that leaves him sore. And yeah, I bet. I mean, that's you're doing a lot of work and you're moving a lot of stuff. I was looking into getting into that for a while when I was in California, because there was a place just up the road from me that did it, and it looks like a blast. And I'd love to give it a shot at some time, but I'd have to get a whole bunch of kit and stuff, and then I know for a fact I would go down the airsoft gun quality and modding rabbit hole fast and hard. And I would have airsoft guns that were probably at least as expensive as my cheaper rifles. Water, yeah. When I was doing trails, carrying your water, especially if you're doing spikes, easily the heaviest thing you're carrying all day. I only did one job where we had stuff that was a bigger pain in the ass than water, and that was doing pile burns. And Duraflame logs are fucking heavy.
Condensed creosote? No.
Yeah, no, those things suck to carry uphill. But yeah, water was always such a big part of my job because we used a lot of concrete, and then you have to keep yourself hydrated when you're out in the sun for 10 hours a day.
Speaking of which, that reminds me.
Hydrate, everyone. I liked working at when I was finished in park, or when I reached the end of my parks career, I had a park that was all mine, and I had a little buggy, so I could just run around with a jug of ice water all day.
I'm liking just a little highlight on that leather.
Ooh.
Just kind of bringing out the bright spots.
Making it look a little more worn, a little more real. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, a hit's a hit, Aiden. You're exactly right. I know myself, and I know that's the part of the hobby I would latch on to the most. And it would be a money pit for me.
Alright, let's take a little break here. We're gonna switch gears. I probably should have watched a video on how this stuff works, but we're just gonna do it on the fly.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Ew.
Ooh, that's chunky.
Chonky. We'll actually come back to that because that is real
looks like
chunky.
milk I left on the shelf when I was a kid.
Looks like milk from my first college apartment. This is before me and you went together.
Oh,
Though I'm sure we
the
had
pineapple
some there
juice
too.
milk. I remember that. Yeah.
Teenage boys are gross. Like that's all I come
Yeah.
down to. It's the texture or technical paint from Citadel for blizzard, like snow. So we'll get there. We'll see what we want to do with that.
Adventures of Dojo's asking, Donnie, how did you first get into painting minis?
I definitely did one of those like gooped on Space Marines when I was a kid, but that was about it. But no, I just had a friend who got me into Warhammer, and he was a very good painter. He's been in the chat before, but he invited me to do that, and we'd basically have a like once a week, once every other week hobby day, and we'd go to the hobby shop, and me and his kids and everybody would sit there and we would just paint and BS, and sometimes we'd play, but that kind of got me started on basics. But it was definitely like a tool I used when I was struggling. So it was something that helped me, just focus on, we're gonna live in this and do this for a minute, and not focus on things that are bothering you and troubling you, and do something productive that you can get skill at. It's definitely a big deal.
Nice. Ray is saying they have so many questions about pineapple juice milk, and Aiden is saying that one of the guys at their local hobby shop paints models for a big wargaming channel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that a nice story? I love that too, Dojo. It's a very cool introduction to the hobby. Did you want to explain the pineapple juice milk, or you just want to let them try and figure that one out?
We were teenage boys, and we had access to a whole apartment and a fridge and a kitchen, and bought milk because we were going to be responsible adults. And that was the last time that semester that milk was thought of, until each of us in turn got up in the middle of the night and like, oh, thirsty. And we'd look in the fridge and we'd pull out this big jug. We're like, oh, awesome, somebody got some juice. And you'd pull it out and you'd look at it for a minute and you're like, milk? Why is it? Oh. And then we all put it back.
To be fair, Donnie, our apartment wasn't much better. There was just pizza at our place.
Yeah, that's pizza. I'm pretty sure we could have made furniture out of pizza boxes at some point.
I'm pretty sure we did.
No, it wasn't that bad. We were pretty good about not letting trash.
Yeah, we didn't let
up,
trash pile up, but there were definitely piles of pizza boxes in the fridge at any given point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Hayden gets it.
Yeah, I can't do that tiny painting either, Dojo. Aiden knew it was up as soon as you said teenage boy.
Yeah, it's not a
I could definitely see myself getting a pair of those little magnifying glasses, the loops for painting, because I don't do too good at seeing far away things, but I also need help with tiny little details sometimes.
So I know Binary's got some, and I have not jumped on board yet. But to be fair, I also have good eyes already, so I'm blessed. They're not as probably good as they used to be, but if you don't need glasses, you don't need magnifying stuff as soon. But we're getting there. we're getting there.
Magnifying lamp combo does sound pretty handy.
So I had a little one, and it's probably partially because it was little, but like the awkwardness of trying to look through it was part of the problem for me.
I never had to use any magnifying stuff at my old job, but welding glass is so freaking dark unless you're welding. You only try and walk around with it once before you realize, whoops, my hood's down. Because you will walk into everything.
Why is every light off?
Ooh, yeah, getting a multi-position tool is nice. I am about ready to upgrade my microphone arm because it's starting to fall apart a little bit. That's been a surprise to me, is how much wear and tear I put on this microphone arm using it as much as we do. Adventures of Dojo is saying they'd like to see some videos from you teaching us how to get started with this hobby and then tips and tricks.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Thank you for that suggestion. We will definitely talk about that.
Start doing some shorts.
Yeah, that'd be a really cool way to do it. You know, just a little 3-minute. Here's how you slap dash or slap chop and stuff. All right, Aiden. Thanks for hanging out with us, bud. It was fun chatting.
Good to see ya.
Yeah,
that might have to be the kind of a project for a little while. When I got a few free moments, just take a little bit and make something like that. There are a lot out there, so I'll have to kind of put some thought into what do I bring to it.
What is the TLG value add to creating that? Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
Kind of like your slap chop one, like just a 2-minute, like slap chop's not a bad word.
Yeah, and I focus on, if you're having fun and you like the work you're doing, then it's good work. And there is only one Donnie. That is a great point, Dojo. Is Donnie is the value add right there.
Y'all are sweet.
Yeah, we're just being honest, dude.
I mean, apparently I'm a trendsetter.
We knew that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, is this are you working with the texture paint now?
Yeah, so we're getting some paint up, some snow on there. It's almost like baking soda, like foamy baking soda.
It looks sort of like half-dried tacky glue.
Yeah, it's definitely a little different.
One thing I always wanted to get more into with my canvas painting that I didn't when I had a studio was texture. I've played with it a little bit, but I really wanted to play with adding like thick and chunky textures to some of my canvases. But I work mostly with spray paints, so I would have had to have done a lot of prep work beforehand to get the texture I wanted, and I never made it work.
Okay, tough question, because I do believe most spray paint art is art. Like, some of the stuff that comes out of that is like requires true vision. People that hang the buckets, like drip painting art, not
I
art.
think if you are just doing the drip or the pour painting and you're not doing anything post, that's a fun way to explore artistic creativity. But I don't think it's a finished product. Because I do use some like pour painting on some of my canvases, but that's one part of it. Like I've got my Dudist series with my Abide and my Keep Rolling, and that's got a combination of drip pouring, hand painted acrylic, and some printed elements that I adhered to the canvas.
Like, I always like, are they cool designs? Yeah. Are they cool colors? Yes. Like, there's some color theory and
It
stuff.
looks cool. It looks really cool. It's super fun to do. But if
For me, it's a technique, though.
exactly, it's one tool in the tool belt. It's not a finished product. One of my favorite artists on Instagram, I could not remember his name to save my life. He'll do the multicolor pour stuff like with a dustpan, but then he goes in and masks and makes it look like an entire 3D thing with airbrush. And he was a real big inspiration for me in some of my early spray paint work.
If I were my super glue, where on my workstation?
But yeah, I think it's a very fun one, and I think it is a really cool way to get a lot of people very easily into, oh wow, creating is fun, and lead them into doing more complicated or more technical, or more intentional even projects. 'Cause I've got a couple that I've done pour painting and then layered my spray paint over, and those aren't even finished projects in my book. They look neat. I've given one as a gift. Dojo's saying they question the definition of art often, and I think it's such a personal and subjective definition.
Dude, I think that's part of the definition.
I agree. Like, does this evoke feeling? Is a big part of it. Does this evoke an emotional response? Or is there something being intentionally conveyed? And is it being effectively conveyed? But, yeah, it's like taping a banana to a wall. That's criticizing the art industry and the art gallery money laundering complex, absolutely. Like, I think there's valid criticism in there, but on its own, if it wasn't being that much of a statement, and figuring out how to make that much of a statement with two pieces, that's art in and of itself. But the piece itself, a bandana duct tape to a wall, I don't know. But I think context is also a really important aspect of the definition of art.
Yes, hi, buddy. I love you too.
Pupper?
Oh, yeah. We got a tank crawling up the leg.
Man, this has been a wild conversation. We went from the XM7 to the definition of art. I am so here for these kind of wild rambles.
That's definitely what we're about here on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Just have a little chill session, hang out. All right, y'all, we're going to screw up the model now.
Dojo saying, can we truly convey something about our internal existence using externally created objects? Perhaps once something leaves your imagination and exists outside of you, it's no longer of you. It sounds almost like you're getting into the death of the artist here, which is an interesting area to explore. But I think the best we can do is convey our experience. Whether that is accurate or effective.
Yeah, I think so you'll have to correct me if I'm misinterpreting. So I'm gonna state how I understand it. Is the idea that like once you create the art, it's no longer yours. It's just the perception of it by others. Am I misinterpreting that?
That's kind of what I'm getting out of it. And I think there's both sides of it. I think there is art as it is consumed by the end viewer, and then there is art for the artist in the creative process. And those can be sides of the coin with the same piece. But I don't think you're ever going to have an audience having the same relationship to a piece as the artist. And that's the other side of it. Sometimes art, like Dojo's saying, maybe it's all just shit you like to look at. Maybe it's just aesthetically pleasing. You're also, yes, in a sense, also it's being made with objects that came from others, Dojo is saying. And that's an interesting twist on it, because we've even seen in like the paint world, like the paint color world, like Vanta Black and the pinkest pink, and how much contention there can be around a component of making art, like Vanta Black and Anish Kapoor and all of that. And so that's a really interesting side of it, Dojo, that I'd never really thought of. Is the tools you're using, unless you're crafting everything entirely from naturally sourced materials yourself, you're using something somebody else created. Yeah, the idea of being able to own colors is kind of freaking ridiculous. Like, I can understand owning pigment combinations for paint production, but actually owning a hue is kind of ridiculous. But
let's see if with the new camera setup we can show eyeballs.
Oh. Dude's got eyeballs. Looks better than any eyes I've ever done on a model.
I'm now waiting for like the stream to catch up just so I can actually see it.
This dude got a name, Donnie?
I have not named him, no. Where's Amy when we need her?
Right?
Amy named all of my D&D things.
He has a knack for naming, man. I wonder if anybody who watches our shows has picked up on her trope yet.
I don't know. It's so funny.
It's hilarious. It took me a long time to catch on.
Like, you just recently picked up on Idka, right?
Yeah, I just recently picked up on Idka.
Yeah.
What was her name in our vampire game?
I don't remember.
Yeah, right. I definitely didn't catch clear on either. That one was expertly crafted. Also, Clearan's just one of my favorite characters. Clearan is Amy's character from our Humblewood stream, which, if you want to, we've got Chapter 1 on our YouTube page. And we had a lot of fun with that. I don't think it's going to be like any other Humblewood you've seen out there.
I think Clearan is the only true Humblewood character. Although at the same time, Ember has a lot of Humblewood in her as well.
Yeah.
Like, a little bit more violent, probably. But, like, just the kind of more chaotic, little bit wild, like, she feels like she's from the uncivilized parts
That's
of
fair.
Humblewood.
That's fair. I was gonna say, Ray, are adorable and badass, or are you just talking about Amy? But yeah, I really had fun with Humblewood, and I can't wait to get into chapter 2 of it, because I think we all did a really good job leaning into our characters, even as contradictory as they were to the setting.
Yeah, they all played super well together and in the setting, regardless. It made me take the setting a little bit more seriously than I'd originally kind of intended.
That's fair.
But it still worked.
Yeah, no, I think we did a really good job of managing to hit a nice spot between very serious and very violent, and also very cute and very fun, while telling an impactful story. Like, I'm invested in what happens to my boy Horbs. And Clearin and Ember and Tallow. Like, I really want to see all of them succeed, and I don't know if they will.
I was thinking about on the way home. So we play D&D on Fridays. For viewers that are not aware, we have our own kind of just internal game. We like to take a little pressure off and play a little different. It's just a little different. You're not as worried about pacing and things like that. But Greg's character may or may not be unalived at the moment.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it like something especially, I think, poignant would be to consider, like, what stories about your character's past did you perhaps tell Ray's character? Because obviously, like, that's one thing I think we ignore about D&D is, like, okay, so it's go, 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 and we are, like, playing the characters, so we conceptualize every moment. But, like, really, I think best thought is that, like, there's probably times we're not, like, vocalizing active.
Yeah, there's
like,
those small moments, those intimate or those domestic moments that happen while we're traveling for a day, or during a long rest or something like that. And that is such a fantastic question, dude. Both to get me thinking about his past and to make everybody fucking cry.
Well, not only that, too, but, like, so... like, it also drives interest in some of those storylines, potentially.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
right? Like, maybe they continue pursuing some of the goals of the Black Daggers even without the man himself.
Yep.
Like, yeah. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna have to think about that, and I think I'll get Ray some notes on the stories Gal would have told her.
I'm definitely going to drop you just a couple things that, like, popped in my head in particular, like, that will maybe move things in directions.
Okay, yeah, love it. Yeah. Absolutely love it. Like, you killed one of my favorite characters ever, and I love it and I hate it at the same time.
Yeah, I view it as, like, a sidetrack. Like,
yeah. But
so I am thinking we are pretty much there on this guy. Like, I'm pretty happy.
Looks damn good.
There's things. There's definitely things I want to work to improve. Like, in particular, like, source of light. Like, as I'm looking at them, I was pretty good about coming this direction, but, like, I'm probably too dark here and not quite light enough on the tops in the right spots. Just little subtle things, but still overall a very good model. Like, I'm super happy.
Yeah, that came out really well, dude. Especially since you said this is like your first time doing blue skin tone, right?
Yeah, definitely kind of just an experiment and, like, mixing blues and trying to transition it and give it some kind of realism and texture, but Yeah, so I'm very happy
Ray
with
says it looks great. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
I do agree. It's a very good looking model. And I mean, if you guys watched our Dark Souls stream rave reviews, you know I'm a fan of the big bonk stick.
That's right.
I keep trying to.
I mean, you hand this thing to human, it's probably bonk stick stuff.
I keep trying to do something other than bonk stick, but it's bonk every time. Benches of Dojo gave it an adoring heart.
That is awesome. So we've got obviously a lot going on here on the stream as we're winding down. Just always want to make that call to hit that subscribe button down below, but as well, check us out. We've got our season punk out now. We've got the first couple episodes, so check that out. But that's on Mondays at 7:30. We've got rave reviews Wednesdays and Sundays, 9:30 Eastern, so a little bit later. Something like 9 Eastern. My gosh, I am terrible at this. But 9 Eastern. So a little later, we everybody likes to come hang out, have a nice little end cap to weekend or middle of the week there, just or bed or whatever you may be doing. Great place to hang out, talk lore. What's up, Broken?
What's up, buddy?
Just in time.
Mega Mind on Ozempic.
Oh, that's too funny. That's so accurate, though. Like,
oh, that was good, man. That was good.
He's crying. Like, that's hilarious. But yeah, come hang out with us playing Blood. What are we playing Sunday?
Sunday, Sunday's kind of a wild card because we're gonna do a quick little intermission between Souls Likes. But Wednesday we are starting Bloodborne, and I am stoked for that.
So yeah, check that out. Lots coming there, and yeah, we're always looking to improve. Share us. It's the biggest thing you can, or like way you can help us out right now is hit that share 100%. Button, get somebody else to watch us and like us. We really appreciate it. We're definitely starting to get some momentum. We got a interview coming out. Big shout out to Chat One and Done. That was a lot of fun.
A blast. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. That's coming out on their channel early next month.
February 4th.
Yeah, February 4th. We will definitely put some links to them on our socials closer to the release of that, so you can go check that out. It was a ton of fun though. Donnie kicked ass. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I didn't. It is one of those things, like just listing it on the call, like, well, I put this one and this one and this one, and then even after we got off, I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, I've also done this one shot campaign and this one. Like, I've put people through a lot of D&D.
No,
like,
you
sorry,
you know your stuff with it, man. You really do. It's an impressive knowledge base.
But yeah, well, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we will see you next week on Donnie Does It.
All right, guys.
Thank you all, and have a great end of your week.
Thanks, and have a good one out there.